So we are going out to Denmark, which is awesome. We're going to talk with Christian, he, him, and you've got a story you want to tell and some questions you have for Armin. So what is up, Christian?
Yeah, hi. Thanks for taking my call. Yeah, I called in Talk Heathen 3 weeks ago and had a lovely talk with Jamie, the Blind Limey, and Jason Friedman, I believe his name was.
Great dudes.
And they
Great dudes.
Pointers. But I was hoping to get a talk with Armin, because the thing is, my son, he announced some 3-4 weeks ago that he has converted to Islam, coming from, I suppose, Christianity, but he's brought up in a non-religious family, myself being an atheist, my wife being a cultural Christian at best. So we celebrate Christmas and Easter more for the food and drinks, and don't attend church, for example. Both of our kids are baptized, and that was mostly because of tradition in my wife's family. They were given the choice of going through this confirmation, the Christian confirmation, and my daughter didn't want to go through it, but my son chose to do so. This was last year, so I had an idea of him being more religious than I am, he had started using some rhetoric that I didn't like, such as reading holy text with your heart, and text being inerrant and those kinds of things. So I thought I knew that something was going on, but I thought that I could have a talk with him, and until my wife called me some 3-4 weeks ago. The thing is, I'm on a ship, so I'm away at the moment, and she called me and told me that she had a talk with him, and he had in fact converted. He had done this ritual with 2 of his friends. One of the things that I talked to them at Talk Heathen about, or one of the pointers they gave me was to find out who was sort of behind it, and I found out that it is just these 2 friends. None of their parents are involved, and no imam is involved. But of course, my wife and I are both basically afraid of losing him to this religious cult or whatever. I have this idea that people that convert tend to become more orthodox than people that are brought up because they will want to sort of prove themselves. So I fear that he will be drawn more into that. And of course we're afraid that we'll lose him, that he won't be able to be a part of our family anymore. So I was hoping to get some pointers, what to expect. How dangerous is this, quote unquote, for our family? Is there any way back? Are we talking indoctrination here? And yeah, whatever pointers would be very welcome.
Yeah.
Okay, so how's your relationship with him right now? How close are you?
Well, it has definitely not worsened. Maybe, but perhaps I'm also seeing ghosts here, because maybe his relationship with his mother has worsened a bit. But he kept on telling us that how much he respects us, and he actually sort of gave the Quran gave that as a reason for that. The Quran said that he had to respect us. So I don't know how much respect is worth in and of itself. It was just come from a doctrine, but excuse me.
I mean, okay. So is your goal to make him, like, ideally, if he stays a Muslim, but what is the ideal? What is your goal? Like, if he stays Muslim but still maintains a good relationship with you, and doesn't leave the family, and he's participating, he's close to you guys, but just as a Muslim, would you be okay with that, or are you just want to make sure that he leaves Islam, or would you think like, okay, I can deal with this? He could be Muslim.
I would definitely be okay with it. I mean, both my wife and I, we love him to death. So okay. I would do anything not to lose him to this. Okay. Of course, if I see him getting more indoctrinated, I would want to fight for it. But I would be able to live, of course, with him. I've always been of the opinion that we don't choose our beliefs. So of course I cannot tell him to not believe in this.
Right. But what's your priority? What's your priority? If he starts having beliefs that you do not like, if he starts saying things that you find questionable, is your priority to keep him in the family, or is your priority to challenge those beliefs and try to show him that those are wrong? What is your priority?
I would think it's definitely keeping him in the family. Definitely.
Okay, then don't challenge him.
If we lose him from the family, then all hope is lost, I suppose. So,
right.
Yes, I want to keep him in the family.
Okay, so don't fight it. Then, if that's your priority, okay, don't fight his beliefs. Okay, because here's the thing: within, as much as I'm anti-Islam, there is nothing. Well, I wouldn't say nothing, right? But in Islamic ideology, he doesn't need to cut relationships with you. He doesn't need to leave you. And even if you think that he's respecting you because he's being told, I don't think your son is a robot. Like, I think that's just an excuse to be able to do what he wants to do. Like Islam, like religion is not like, I'm a robot, I have no emotions, and this is a code that has been inserted in my brain, and now I'm following it without actually genuinely having any emotions for my parents, right? So if he is respecting you and he's still with you, and he says that this is because my religion teaches me to do so, he wants to do that. Because if he's looking for excuses for a religious doctrine to not be with you, there's enough also scripture for that, right? So don't worry about the value of the respect and the value of his time with you. We are humans are emotional creatures, and we would end up at the end of the day do the things that we find most enjoyable. But here's the thing: if you want to maybe encourage him to question his beliefs without pushing him away from you, without even acting like you are questioning him, or without showing that maybe you're kind of challenging him, one thing you could do that could work in favor of bringing him closer to you, but at the same time making him evaluate his positions, is to show curiosity in his new religion, not concern. I think you and your wife, I encourage you to not show that you are concerned about his new religion. That could be the cause of the distance. In fact, that could be the cause of the distance more than his religion. Like, if you think this could be a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Like, if he becomes a Muslim and you're so concerned about the fact that his new religion is going to cause a division among you, your concern might be what actually leads to that division, because he could see the concern and then he likes his new religion, and your concern makes him want to be separate from you. But instead of concern, you show curiosity, he might actually welcome that curiosity, because he sees that you're open about it. Not only you're open about it, you want to know more about it. It's almost, I don't want you to be dishonest about it. Like, so I wouldn't say a celebration, but curiosity, right? But test it, because sometimes the curiosity might come off as concern. Just see if he's interested. Like, let's see if you are interested in his new religion. Does he welcome your interest? So don't force it. If you're curious about it and ask him questions about it, and it seems that he doesn't like you questioning about it, then quit. I think you should quit. But if you see that he actually is impressed by the fact that you want to know about his religion and wants to talk to about it, his new religion could actually be an excuse for you guys to bond, because he has this new thing that he's interested in, and you're talking to him about it. So this might be a bonding excuse, but at the same time, the type of curiosity that you have, the type of questions that you're asking, might make him also think about the reasoning behind the positions that he's taking, and maybe even start, putting some seeds of doubt in his mind. But again, don't aim for that, but it might do that. At the end of the day, the most important thing is to maintain a relationship, whether he quits Islam or not. Your objective, I'm glad to hear that your objective was not for him to leave Islam. Your objective is to maintain the relationship. So I think in most cases, not all cases, the worst thing you could do is to fight the religion. I mean, I fight Islam, but I wouldn't fight Islam in my family. Because in my family, my highest priority is to maintain my relationship. But go ahead. You wanted to say something.
Well, yeah. So if I do show this curiosity, and are there any taboos, anything I should stay clear of, where I can actually do more harm than good?
I'm so glad you said that. I will real quick. I'll just shout out two resources that I think might be beneficial for you and your wife in this. Recovering from Religion is a really, really good place. And I know it may sound like that's an organization that is specifically trying to like pull people out of their religious belief. It is not. It is an organization that is devoted to having compassionate conversations with people and meeting people where they're at and helping them think through things and work through things. Funny enough, we actually got a $2 super chat from Michael Bell, one of our members for 2 months, who says recovering from religion can help with this discussion. So thank you for that, Michael. And the other place I'd point you towards is a really cool international nonprofit called Street Epistemology International. That's just a really, really cool place that has a lot of good resources when it comes to having these difficult conversations in a cordial way that doesn't push people away. So then I'll kick it back to Armin. I'll shut up after that. I just wanted to.
No, that's great. Those are good resources. So when you say taboo, what do you mean? Like something that it might offend him?
Well, yeah, exactly. So that he shuts down.
Well, you could tell him that beforehand to, like, I'm just curious. I'm interested. This is interesting that you find. Show him that you are interested in anything that you say. Tell him maybe that he's your son, and whatever he's interested in, you are interested in because you're interested in the things that your son is interested in. But you are also want to be mindful about not offending him, right? So if we're talking about this, son, if I say something that might come off as offensive, please let me know so I can learn. So even if you say something that you think that might be taboo or triggering, you said beforehand that, I'm sorry, son, I'm learning. I want to be in your life. So I'm interested in this, but just teach me. So if I say something that I'm not supposed to, I learn from you. So that way you have yourself covered. Even if you say something that you're not supposed to say, you already are telling him that I'm willing to learn from him, right?
And if I could just send you a little bit of comfort here, Christian, I think all of this that you were doing right here, right now, all of this back and forth, all of this, oh gosh, I just care about my son. I just want him to know that. I don't want him to go down this bad path that could harm himself or others. I think you are on the right track, brother. And that's good. That's huge, because unfortunately, too many times in this world, it goes the opposite direction, right? And we see this especially from the religious side, right? We on the non-religious side need to make sure that we're not engaging in the practices that we call out as harmful on the religious side. Just because we're not religious doesn't mean that those practices aren't still harmful. And again, honestly, brother, I think you're really going about this the right way. And I would love if you would just give us some updates, just let us know in the future, like how this goes for you, because maybe there's something here that can help other people as well. Armin, any other thoughts?
Yeah.
Yeah, two things, Kirsten. One line that I don't know if it works for you or not, but one line that might help, and you could consider it or not, but one line that might really help to maintain this relationship is that you tell him that once you tell him that you learned about his new religion, is the line that you're my son and I love you, and there's nothing that could change that. So that line really gives a sense of security to your son about how much strength is behind this bond that you have with your son. I think that's a very useful line to use. And also, the second thing I want to say is just still in line with that, which is a more whatever habits you have in your family to express love to another, it doesn't hurt to increase that, just to make sure that a lot of people within families, again, I don't know about your family, but a lot of love between members of family are assumed, and everybody knows that they love each other, and that's why they don't express it. And I think it just helps when it comes to increasing the bonds within the family. Some people don't understand that the expression is important, even if everyone is aware of it and everyone knows that it's there. There is utility in actually expressing the love. So keep telling each other that you love each other. Remind each other that you love each other and that you will be there for each other.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Christian. Thank you so much, man, for hanging out with us and calling us. Yeah, we really appreciate it. And I think there's a lot here for a lot of our audience. And funny enough, I know already a bunch of our audience that have had similar experiences as well. So make sure to go check out all the fan run socials, the Facebooks and the Discord. I'll actually be hanging out in the Discord later on after this show. So please, if you have time, come and hang out with us. And then again, before we let you go, Christian, I just want to say, give us a call back, brother. Give us a call back. Let us know how this works out. If it's good, we'll celebrate with you and we'll spread the message. And if it's bad, we'll lament with you and we'll be there to support you. So thanks so much, man. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.